Yeah, DeAndre. After the back-to-back, Nikola Jokic was asked about you, and he gave you high praise. Said give him credit, he's amazing, and went through a bunch of other things, saying how you know what you do well, and that it's good to see you playing well, and he really gave you high praise. I know this is a competitive sport, and you want to win the game, but what does it mean to you to have someone like him giving you that kind of praise?
Hmm, That's amazing. I'm doing something right. Um, you know, I give him his praise. You know what he mean to me. That's the biggest. That's the number one center in this league to me, and just what he do and what he brings to the game is tremendous. And I always look up to it and try to take things from him, and just try to learn from it and put it in my game as well. Um, no matter how you try to shut this dude down, he still finds a way, to be the player he is. And I love competing against him and you know talk here and there while we battling. And it's just good spirits, and just to hear that, he means just make me want to keep working for real. Just hearing the recognition of my hard work is amazing. I just want to keep working harder and harder. And it's fun, and it's my natural habitat to just be competitive.
Just to follow that up, what you said you guys are talk during the game. I mean, what's being discussed? Is it friendly fire? Is it competitive
Friendly
fire?
fire to where it's just him just seeing me as a player from when I got in the league is like, dang, DA, like finally, you guys look good. You know what I'm saying? Just something, straight up and not too much, but they see it. Which is it means a lot. We've been working hard and we're a young group, and just hearing that from him, it meant a lot.
Next is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports, and then Royce Young.
Hey, Deandre, it's a little bit off topic. I know you love watching film and looking back on your games. I just wanted to ask you specific things that you watch for out of yourself when you're watching back those games. Even specifically from games like Friday and Saturday where you had really strong nights.
Definitely my foul trouble. Where I pick up these silly fouls, and that keep me out the game in long stretches. And just protecting the rim. Where am I at on the floor when my teammates need help? Where can I help at? Where can I, find a hit man and just cluther the paint, be a presence, be more of a presence. Just how my energy is on the court in general, how it affects the team. And it looks quite decent, but there's a lot of room for improvement. And film is it. Film give you all the answers, but definitely me protecting the rim and knowing when I'm on the floor and watching my fouls.
Next is Royce Young with ESPN, and then Cody Cunningham.
Hey, DeAndre, I've been asking a lot of players around the league this kind of random question. Do you have a pet peeve play that kind of gets on your nerves in games?
A pet peeve play?
Like, something like a move that guys kind of do, like a tactic, like, the swing through move or something like that.
No, I guard all of it, to be honest. There's no tactic, there's no swing move. I read all of it. Whatever my matchup is or whatever team I'm playing against, I look at their best, tendencies, what's their bread and butter, and I encounter it. I learn from it. That's the one thing I'm good at is watching my matchup and knowing what he loved to do. So nothing really gets on my nerves. I'm a defender. We want you to make a mistake. I'll defend until you make a mistake. So that's how I am.
Quick follow up on that. Like you said, probably the best counter to it is to be prepared for those types of clever plays that guys use on you. Is there anything else you can do? Is it talking to an official before the game saying like, hey, I've watched this guy, I know he does this? Is there something you can do to kind of get out in front of it?
Oh yeah, me. In the post, I usually tell the refs, when I know there's a center, that likes to bang like me and Jokic. I tell the ref, just watch my hands. I'm showing my hands. I'm taking all the contact. Just watch my hands. My hands are not in there, so don't call a foul. So yeah, just stuff like that. Just reminding the ref, like, yo, we banging, but my hands aren't in there. We playing straight up. So just hold it down for me.
Perfect. Thank you, man.
Next is Cody Cunningham with Suns.com, and then Christos Saltis.
Hey, DA. Both Chris and Devin spoke about how they sat down and talked with you about pushing your game to the high level you're playing at now. I was wondering if you could, take us into what those conversations were like, where they occurred, and just the overall scene of those conversations.
Man, them conversations is career changes, life changes, just being real with your brother, little brother, to be honest. But, just taking the constructive criticism that they want the best for you. They're not telling me anything wrong. Just being great, stuff that can help me add to my game and make me be a way better player than I am that I'll ever know that I could be. So just, knowing where I'm at on the floor, spacing, knowing the game, moving without the ball, communicating on the court where it put fear in other opponents when I talk on both ends of the floor, especially the defensive end. Stuff like the simple things like sprinting down the floor and just loading up, letting the guard see that there's presence down low when there's a fast break. Just stuff like that, just to reassure me the things that I'm capable of. So, them just, highlighting it and me having a vocal point on it, it's serious, and I take no joke when it comes to them two talking to me. Even Jay Crowder being on me a lot, So just stuff like that. I love it, First time where, my whole team is really on me and, they want the best for me. So I'm not gonna let them down at all.
And just to follow up, are most of those conversations like before practice or after practice, or
Every
just
day.
all over?
Every day, phone call, text, FaceTime, all of that. Zoom, every time. Every time. And I love it.
Next up is Christos Saltis with Sport DNA in Greece, and then Dwayne Rankin.
Hello, Deandre. How are you?
I'm good.
Great. I would like to ask you, what is the main improvement on your game this season, and how better player you feel with Chris Paul and Jay Crowder on your side?
I'll say the defensive end. Chris Paul letting me know the type of anchor I am on the defensive end for this team, and just having confidence with somebody on the floor, even when he doesn't have the ball. Just Chris Paul just being our facilitator, and just finding us in our spots and keeping a certain pace to this game and keeping us in our offenses. It brings, it's a lot of chemistry we have to work on, but it brings a fluidity when it comes to the game of basketball and how to play it. Jay Crowder brings a big piece. We've seen him last game knocking down the biggest shots. Dudes who've been in situations who's sophisticated. It's a lot, man, and it's contagious. It's very contagious, to bring that type of competitiveness to a young group, and we're ready. We're ready to do it. So it's great having those things. Yeah.
Next is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic, and then Gina Mizell.
Yeah, obviously you guys got a home back-to-back coming up with OKC and Golden State. What things have Coach stressed that needs to get better at going into this back-to-back?
Finish our games. That's about it. That's the only thing. That's in my head. Making sure we finish our games. We start these games pretty upright. Throwing our first punch. And, we just have to make sure we just keep our foot on the gas and not let up at all. We learned from these last two a lot, and it hurt, especially at home. So we definitely have some answers, and we have to redeem ourselves. So we've been in the lab, and we just gonna keep working, put our heads down.
Next is Gina Mizell with Suns.com.
Hey, Deandre, to kind of go back to the topic of accepting constructive criticism and welcoming that, who was the first person that maybe showed you how to accept that? Because it's not easy for a human being just in general to take that criticism. So I'm not even necessarily talking about in your NBA career, just as a kid growing up playing basketball. How did you learn how to sort of accept that?
You have to understand, I've been here since I came to the United States at 12. Criticism has always been trailing. It's always been on my back. It's always been pressure. It's always been, discrimination. It's always been all of that. I accept all of it. Being a kid who's taken so much responsibility and accomplished responsibility, it just became natural. It's just my instinct to just be humble and listen. Anyone could teach me something. That's what I learned. And it's just, that's the person who I am, where somebody has to say something, I respect it and I understand, and And I try to understand, and I try to, reason with that person or what they're saying or what they're teaching me. So constructive criticism, I don't take it no way. I'm open arms with it. I'm dominating. I mean, nothing really hurt my feelings. It's just me breaking down, what the message is and, just trying to accomplish what the instruction is. That's about it. But other than that, I enjoy people, telling me how to do things or, showing me that they care. Because if they didn't care, they wouldn't even bother wasting their breath. So, I love it.